Thank you for joining us on Let's Meet the Author, the online show that introduces self-published authors to the world. Let's join the conversation with our host Galene and today's guest author.
Hello, it's me, Galene, your host from the Let's Meet the Author show. So today I have an author. Not only does she write books, all right, she's a baker. So as I was going through her books, I was getting hungry and hungry and hungry, even more hungry. So please, let's meet this author, Shaqwana, I want to make sure I say it right, Shaqwana Reed, yes. The author of Recipes to a Healed and Happy Life.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so even though the whole staff, we're a little upset with her because she didn't bring any samples, you guys.
I didn't know.
Nothing. But she's going to make it up to us.
Yeah,
she's going to make
promise.
it up to us.
I'll get in the kitchen.
Thank you. So, not only are you an author, from what I understand, you're a certified life coach.
Yes.
You're a grievance coordinator, and you're a notary public. And then also you have a group called Sister Lift. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Gotcha. And so I went on Facebook and I was checking her out and all that. And I love what you put as the introduction under your Facebook. You said you're a wife, your mother, you're all of this. And then she said, I'm me.
I'm me.
And that is so important because not many people want to be themselves, but you're very proud of it. And then you talk about that in your book, and that's what we're about to go into.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're doing good?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thank you for taking time out from baking the snacks and stuff for us, right? Don't worry, we got you.
I got y'all.
So what made you decide to write this book? What gave you the idea to go ahead and write this book?
Well, to be honest, of course, the book was definitely inspired from God. Like I wasn't, I've never been one to be scared to tell my testimony. Because I feel like everything that we go through, we grow through. And once we get over it, I feel like it is our duty to share it so that somebody else can do the same.
I agree. And you did that very well. She was very transparent in her book. Very transparent. She didn't hold anything back. She's like, this is what I went through and this is what I struggled with. And you were just very open and honest. And I love that. And you were going, and it's almost like, hey, this is me, and this is what I'm about. Accept it, love it, like it, but God got me, so I'm good.
Yes.
And that's the impression that I got, and so I loved it. So again, I met her before I knew she was an author, and you left an impression on me. Aww. So then when Alice brought the book, I was like, I know her. Yeah. And she did this and did this. So it's super exciting to have you on the show.
Thank you.
It really is. So now another thing is that most people or authors, they'll just simply write their experiences, but you, with each one, you did a recipe with, which I gotta try.
Yes.
So what gave you the idea to associate recipes with your experiences?
I didn't want it to be just like another self-help book.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows me, I have one of my friends, Kimberly Hemingway. She is actually who helped me get the book out. But she always teases me because since we were in middle school, everybody else was on the bus talking about the trouble they gonna get in.
Yeah.
I was making recipes for the day, like, well, y'all coming over? Because today I'm gonna cook some curry chicken. Today I'm doing lasagna. She still laughing at me. She was like, Shaqwana, we always talking about boys, and you talking about what you going home to cook. So that's always been a passion of mine, and I feel like, I don't know, it's something about the kitchen that just, I mean, it feeds your belly, but to me, it also feeds your soul.
Yes.
Like, it just reminds me of being with my grandmothers.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah.
And then also, there's a little bit more, but I want to take a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Your donations are needed to support the production of the Let's Meet the Author show. We interview talented self-published authors and expose them to the world. Thank you so much for your generous contributions. All donations are tax deductible. And now, back to the Let's Meet the Author show.
Thank you for staying with us. We have today on the show Shaqwana Reed, the author of Recipes to a Happy and Healed Life. So now, usually recipe books, right? They start from the easy peasy stuff like appetizers, and then they build themselves up to like, main course, and then maybe snacks. I'm a foodie, and then desserts, right? You did not do that. You started, boom, main course, take it. And I was just like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So was that intentional?
It was.
It was?
It was. I'm not an appetizer type girl.
Yeah.
When you come over, I want to feed you.
Okay.
We gonna give you the meat and potatoes right away.
You did that.
So I did the same thing. Like, I ain't gonna even play with y'all. Let me tell you what this is about.
You did, because you were just like, look, this is what happened, and we're gonna go from there. The first one, she's like, and you made it the most difficult recipe for someone who don't really cook, me. Pan sauteed blueberry cobbler recipe.
Yes.
Oh, she includes recipes in here. So you got to check out. She includes the recipes, and she also includes a guide of how the book might have affected you, influenced you, and what did you grab and what did you get from it. Did you do that on purpose as well? Do you want it to be more interactive?
Yes. So, like with the first chapter, which is pan sauteed forgiveness, that goes with the pan sauteed the pan blueberry cobbler. It's because forgiveness can sometimes be the hardest.
It is.
The hardest part.
Yep.
But this is the thing. Once you get past the hardest part, it's easy to do the rest.
And you're right, because you have to not only forgive everyone else, but you have to forgive yourself as well. And you talked about it in your book.
I did.
You did. You was like, okay, I don't want to forgive them because they did me wrong. The wrongs that you depicted in this book that people did to you, you don't deserve it.
Right.
And you were very raw about how it affected you and what you didn't want to do and what you did want to do. And you was like, and God was like, so this is what you're going to do, Shaqwana.
Right.
This is what you're going to do. And you did it. So, and then as she goes through each one. And then one of my favorites is that how she said, in bold, she wrote, now I forgive myself.
Yes.
So talk about, like, what do you think was the hardest part to get to that point of forgiving yourself? Of course, forgiving other people, yeah, but forgiving yourself, because you made a point of forgiveness is not for everyone else, it's for you.
Right.
And you mentioned that several times over and over. So what was the hardest part about that?
So the hardest part about coming to the revelation that I had to forgive myself was admitting that I played a part in allowing some of the things that happened. Because a lot of times when things happen to us, yes, the people that have done things to us, they are wrong. But in order to really not allow the cycle to continue or to happen again, you have to dig deep and realize, well, what was inside of me that allowed this to happen? And maybe happen more than once.
Wow.
So because I had to realize that I allowed it to happen over and over again, I had to forgive Shaquana.
Wow, that's deep. That is deep. I would have, I didn't glean it. That's deep.
Yeah.
Wow, Shaqwana. All right. We're coming up to another favorite part of my show that I love to do. This part is that I love to hear the authors read a certain part of their book, and we're about to have that now.
Yes, ma'am.
So stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's now time for Author's Pick.
So I am going to read from chapter 2 of my book, Recipes to a Healed and Happy Life. Chapter 2 is titled Deep Fried Forgiveness. And so I asked again, forgive who? And the answer shocked me. I had to go back down memory lane and forgive everyone. I had to forgive my mother and father for abandoning me and never giving me an explanation as to why my grandmother raised me. I had to forgive the boy in the 6th grade that told me I was so ugly that I'd never get married. I had to forgive the boyfriends that used me for what I could give them and preying on my low self-esteem. I had to forgive church leaders and members who ostracized me when I wasn't who they wanted me to be. I had to forgive my husband at the time for betrayal and for telling me that I was going to die bitter and alone, and forgive my French, and just like my dead stinking a mammy. I had to forgive him for the years of verbal abuse. I had to forgive his mistress for stepping to him even though she knew he was married. I had to forgive her for calling my house, disrespecting me, and for coming to my house when I was at work. I mean, the list went on, and then it ended with me. I had to forgive Shaquana Denise Morel. How did this go from everyone else in the world mistreating me to now me having to forgive myself? How was I supposed to learn to truly love me? From the time I was in middle school up until this very moment, I was in search of someone to love me. I put up with so much misuse and abuse because I thought that if I gave everyone else what they asked of me, then they would love me. I needed to know that I was capable of being loved. For so long, I had neglected loving myself. I had no clue about how I should love myself. I had held so many people responsible for showing me love, and it was all my fault for allowing others to hurt me and disappoint me. You see, when you first love yourself the way that God loves you, there is no way that you will accept anything less from others. So this excerpt was really about forgiving everybody else, but in the end, I had to forgive me, Shaquana, and that's where my true healing began.
I'm still reeling from it. That was a powerful, powerful reading done by Shaqwana. That was awesome is not the right word. Powerful is not the right word. It hit home. It hit. And so I'm like still trying to gather the words. That was awesome. So the recipe you associated with it was buttermilk deep fried chicken. So you could have chose any recipe, right, to go with that chapter, to go with the reading you just did. Why buttermilk deep fried chicken?
Because it's good.
Oh yeah, of course. Buttermilk chicken is real good.
It's good. And just like literally, honestly, forgiving myself was good to me. Mm-hmm. Buttermilk deep fried chicken.
It's so good.
It's good to us.
It is. It is. And there's another part that I had liked that you read is that he had to like fry that part out, like they had to put apply that heat to go ahead and just get that all out. Because when you were reading, I said, wow, I didn't realize that in myself, maybe how many people I thought I forgave and didn't forgive. And then maybe that's why I still may have some issues going on right now. And then, so reading, when I was listening to you read, I said, oh, okay. So do you think as of now that you're done forgiving everyone? And this is, again, a question not only for you, but for our audience as well.
No, I believe that
work in progress.
It's an ongoing thing, but everybody at this point who has done something to me, I have forgiven them.
Yes.
For me, forgiveness is a daily thing. So as new things happen, I let it go immediately because I don't want it to hinder anything that I'm walking in. And when you said about, you know, in the book where I wrote about that grease gets hot. You know, it don't take a couple of minutes. And that's how I felt like the Holy Spirit had turned up the heat in my life and was like, I need to get rid of this now. I need this done now. Yeah. So, yeah. Because it
was when you read her book, again, like I said, she's very transparent. And it's just the effects of not forgiving, not pretty much doing what God wants you to do. Because he wants you to go ahead and forgive. He wants you to move on. He wants you to live healthy. And not forgiving yourself, not forgiving others can cause unnecessary stress.
And it can make us become a victim.
Yeah.
Because when you are so focused on what everybody else is doing to you, it's always like, oh, they did this to me, they did this to me. But then, like what I just read, it came a point I was like, well, what about what you did to you?
Wow.
So I had to stop saying, oh, this one, and put the finger back at me. And from that point forward, if I continue to let abuse happen in my life, it's my fault.
Wow.
It's my fault because I got to set boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not, and the thing is, we don't really do that. And whether we want to or we don't want to, or may not even recognize that it's needed.
Yep.
A lot of us just like, no, wait, I have to do that? Like, I have to accept blame and the act of forgiveness?
Yeah.
That's very powerful. That's a revelation that you hit on, and thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for that. Oh my goodness, thank you. In the book as well, so after every chapter, she gives her life experience, she gives recipes, and then she gives a study guide. So, because it's one thing to just read and then cook, right? That's
Right.
one of the best part, but you also have to apply it. And that's what she did. She wrote, and one of the questions was like, how is this chapter relevant to me? What have I learned about myself in reading this chapter? So after every chapter, she includes that. So it's interactive. You can go ahead and be honest with yourself and apply it, all right? So don't just skip to the parts with the recipes and then you eat and then you still not forgiving yourself. You're still not applying. So be hungry enough to start cooking and also be hungry enough to want to change.
Yes.
That's what I said. This is what this book made me do. Hungry enough to cook and then hungry enough to want to change.
Yes.
So that's what I got out of it. All right. That's what I got out of it. All right. We'll be right back. We're going to take another commercial break. Stay with us.
Hi, I have a very important announcement to make to anyone who loves books and loves to read, or anyone who is a fan of writers and loves supporting Black self-published authors. Let me be the first to introduce you to the Let's Meet the Author show. Our host Galeen interviews authors and digs deep into their books, and most importantly, the conversation is not only about their book, but the turning point that led them to write the book. You are invited on behalf of our producer, Alice Newsom, and our team, Tiffany, Michael, Shira, Eric, Samaya and China, and our supporting team members to join us every Tuesday evening at 7:00 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. Join our group and get notified each time we broadcast, so consider this a personal invitation to join the conversation, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
We are back. Thank you for staying with us. So in this book, I know I kept talking about the different experience that Shaqwana went through, that she expressed in her book, but there's also good news. That's when she met her husband. Ooh, I had the pleasure of meeting him behind the scenes. So shout out to him. And then she had a baby.
I did.
When doctors said, nope, not happening. When people said, nope, not happening. Friends said nope, even to the point you were just like, look, okay, I'm happy with the family I already have right now. I'm good. And then she went for a normal. She told me this, and I was rolling, and then I was praying it didn't happen to me. I really do not want to experience what you experienced. So she goes to the doctor just for normal, women checkup.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, so I can't do the test. And then she was like, why? Doctor said, because you pregnant. And she said, I about done fainted.
Yeah, the room started spinning. I was like, what? Who? Are you sure? You sure you had the right test?
Oh my goodness. How did that make you feel? Because everything kept saying that, no, you can't have one naturally. Even though you are, because you expressed that you had other children, but have one naturally. So how did you feel in that moment?
I was in disbelief. I'm not going to even, I was like, I went home. I immediately went to my husband's job. I was like, here. And he's like, what's this? And I'm like, they said we pregnant. So, because I was 36.
Yeah.
So for 36 years, I had never, ever had a positive pregnancy test.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went and bought 5 more tests.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
And it was like positive.
Positive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because, and I'm just having a theory, do you think it's because after everything that you went through, after learning to forgive yourself, and then saying, okay, accepting accountability, that God's like, all right, it's time now, I'm going to go ahead. And I had the pleasure of meeting the cutest little pie.
Miss
Cutest
Pooh.
little pie. Oh my God, the cutest little pie, who was helping her teach the class.
Oh, she was helping me see.
Yep. So do you think that might be the reason why? Because then maybe God was like, okay, hold on, Shaquana not ready. Shaquana not ready.
I know it's everything in his time, and so I know
Yes.
definitely when I thought I was ready, he knew the perfect circumstances. But I also believe that it's also was to be another part of my testimony.
Yes,
To
okay.
encourage other women.
Yes.
To let them know that even
Yes.
after you've gone through all this,
Right.
that God can still come through and do the impossible.
Because he did.
He did.
He did.
He
When
did.
I got to that part, I mean, but the impossible but see, your impossible
Mine,
blessing,
right.
not mine's.
Right.
Not mine's. Thank you.
Well, I don't know. I have that impossible
Put
anointing.
that back over there. We are good. But you know what? If God does it, he never puts
Right.
more than you can bear, right?
That's true.
But I'm just hoping that he know I'm straight. I'm good with the ones I have.
Yeah, I'm hoping he know I'm good too. That one miracle was good enough.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. And you associated that experience with my favorite crab boil. So is your favorite crab boil a favorite recipe for you, or why would you associate that one with it?
Yes, what's funny, all my life I've been a seafood lover. So a crab
Yeah.
boil, it was like, my husband can attest, every
Yeah.
weekend, every other weekend.
Yeah.
So I was like, that just what that felt like to me. Like my life was just bubbling over with joy. Because to me,
wow.
a crab boil with crab and shrimp and lobster and potatoes and corn and sausage.
eggs. Oh, stop,
eggs,
stop.
that's joy. Some Zatarain, some
Oh my
onions
goodness.
and garlic. That's joy to me.
Shaquana. Oh my goodness.
So finally getting remarried, we're good. We have
Yeah.
the baby. I just felt like that was my big pot of crab boil just bubbling over.
It was and the words you expressed in here was awesome. It was awesome. I was like, okay, she was super happy, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm going, oh my goodness, especially after. Well, I met her before. I
Yeah,
read your
before
book.
you knew it was her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a cutie pie. She is a cutie
She's
pie.
a crab boil, right?
She's a
She bubbles over. Don't
She do.
Don't hold back.
She do.
She's a
But she's a
crab.
cutie pie. She's a cutie pie. Man, oh my goodness. So now, do you have another book coming up soon?
Well, I do, and I don't. No, I'm just kidding. I do. I do. Part 2 to this book. There will be more recipes, but
Nice.
what has been laid on my heart is, okay, so now after you've gotten your healing and your forgiveness and you happy, life comes again. Life don't stop. How do I
Yes.
keep it?
Yes.
What's the recipes to keeping my happy?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And you're going to put more recipes in?
I
it?
am.
Good. And you're going to make it more interactive, just like this one.
Yes,
That you,
it'll be just like this, but it'll be a part 2. How do
Love
I
it.
keep it?
I love it. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait. Again, going through this is beneficial if you want to change, but you have got to want to change, all right? And you've got to be transparent with yourself, just like she was transparent with herself, and you got to want it. And if you apply it, it works. It really, really works. So right before we go on, we're about to go on commercial break. We'll be right back. I heard that there might be something in the kitchen based off of her recipes. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're in your kitchen trying to go ahead and cook one of these recipes, I need you to just come back. We're almost done. Come back to the living room, all right? So I got my own copy. Where can they find their copy at?
You can find it on Amazon. It is available in Kindle and regular paperback version.
Got it. And also you on Instagram?
Yes, on Instagram, I am Coach_Quana because I am a certified life coach. And on Facebook, you can follow me on my nonprofit page, which is Sister Lift, SISTER, and then Lift, LIFT.
Perfect. Thank you. Guys, grab your copy. Get your copy. You're going to love it. You will not regret it.
Thank you.
All right. It is delicious.
Thank
not only for the soul, but for the natural body as well. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. And do one more thing for me, Shaquana. I always ask all my authors that before they leave the studio, to just go ahead and leave the nation, leave the community, leave the world with a quote that's going to change their lives. Because this book, I'm sure it's going to change some lives, many lives. So go ahead and leave us with a quote.
All right, so my favorite quote is Luke 1:37, and it tells us that with God, nothing shall be impossible.
And your testimony and your stories have proved that.
Yes.
Nothing shall be impossible. All right, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you so much for just staying in tune with us. All right, again, I'm Galeen, your host with Let's Meet the Author. We have Shaqwana Reed. Don't forget to check her out.
Don't go anywhere. The post show starts now.
Hello, welcome to the post show. So we're about to try something. So you guys all just saw the show, right? You already know that it has recipes in the book. So the producer went ahead and did one of the recipes, right? All right, ladies, let's try it.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Smells good.
Oh, it is good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is very good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Shaquana.
Not
Shout
too
out to
sweet.
you. That's what I said. It's not too sweet. And this was the crock pot.
Upside down.
It has apples.
Apple.
It has apples in it, but it is good. So while you guys are munching and eating and stuff like that, what'd you guys think?
This was probably the hungriest show I've seen so far. I couldn't get through without my stomach growling.
I know.
Everything
right?
sounds so good. Yes.
It did, and then
Deep
it's,
fried buttermilk chicken.
oh my
fried
goodness.
chicken.
And then I didn't even talk about all the recipes. I only touched just a few of them. So y'all got to try them.
I saw a stir fry recipe in there.
What? So go ahead and let us know your favorite part of the show. Let us know your favorite recipe. If you want to go ahead and put a recipe in the comments, go ahead. We will not begrudge you of that. Go ahead and try it. What do you think your favorite recipe was in there in the book?
Definitely the chicken. I'm ready to get some of that fried
Who you
chicken.
telling?
Yeah, definitely. Turn up the heat. I want some chicken.
Okay.
I have to say the crab boil.
Really?
It did sound good.
I'm allergic to shellfish.
Oh.
So that was the only one recipe in the book. I was like, oh, I know. So I'm just gonna watch y'all.
Yeah.
And just be envious, like, okay, really, that's what we're gonna do. And y'all gonna eat it in front of me, aren't y'all?
You know it.
Yeah. But I love how she tied everything that she'd been through
Yes.
with the meals and the recipes.
Yep.
I haven't read a book like that.
Exactly. That's what makes her book so unique. Because like I said, is some people just either recipe book or experience book. But to link them together, and it really did flow. Like it really flowed together, and I like how she did interactive. So let us know what you guys think. Let us know what recipes you may want to hear from her, right? Because from her stand, she can bake her butt off. She know how to just throw down in the kitchen, and it's her passion. And when that's your passion, it's something that you excel at, right? So let us know what type of recipes you would like to see. Let us know what your favorite recipe would be.
Definitely.
Let us know which one had you stop the show or pause the show and send you to the kitchen to try.
Definitely.
Because we almost had to stop the show to go ahead and try it. So. Again, don't forget to continue supporting us. Show your love, all right, by donating. All right, we are a nonprofit organization, Blue Rock Media Inc. You should see the information on the screen. So just show your support, show your love. Show your support to Shaqwana, all our self-published authors. That's what we do, right? And we want to continue doing that. We want to continue bringing self-published authors to your living room from all over.
And remember, it's not just a cookbook. It talks about forgiveness, how to not only forgive others, but more importantly, forgive yourself.
Exactly.
Which is always important.
Very important.
Definitely, you can't feed one without the other. You got to feed the body and the soul together.
Exactly.
Definitely. So definitely make sure you guys check us out on social media. This is where you can find all our authors, all our shows on Eagle-Eye Video Maker LLC on Instagram. Also, we have Let's Meet the Author.
I'm like, we're not trying to
Let's
make
Meet the Maker. One day. Let's Meet the Author on Facebook. And then also we have our YouTube channel as well. So please be sure to check us out.
Yep. And then also, we have TikTok. The young crowd, my kids are like, Mom, you gotta have TikTok. So we have that.
TikTok.
All right. See you soon. Thank you for staying with us on the post show. Until next time, I'm Galene.
I'm Shira. And I'm Tiffany.
See you soon. Bye.
The Let's Meet the Author show is a production of Blue Rock Media Incorporated, in association with Eagle-Eye Videomaker, and is made possible with generous donations by viewers like you.